Okay, so we're just organizing some of these quick connect polytube fittings, and I just want to go over some of the basics. Okay, what a polytube fitting or quick connect is, it allows you to run pneumatic lines fairly easily. So this would be, I'm just trying to find here. So that fits in there, and this, you press this and it comes out. So right here, what we have is a flow control. What this does is it meters the air coming out of a system to slow something down. There's usually check valves in here, so it can only operate one way. There's a 90-degree flow control, just more convenient on cylinders and stuff like this. Right here, this is a regulator. You can tell by this gauge right here. Again, a lot of this stuff has check valves, meaning it only works one way. So you have to make sure you have it correctly. Just a Y branch T, reduced male coupling. So let's say if it's coming in here at 10 millimeters and coming out here at 8. Right here, this would be a NPT straight fitting to the polytube, but this is 1/4 inch. We just have things labeled here so people can check that no go. Right here, this is a valve, so this just switches. They come in configurations. Valves are not flow controls because pneumatics have to control the flow going in one direction, and this control it in both, even if you kind of were able to dial it down. 90 degree with a 1/8 polytube fitting. This is 1/8 MBT right here. Just a normal straight coupling. This is a silencer or a muffler, so if something was venting on a directional control valve, it doesn't just come out of a small port. It comes out of this, and it kind of reduces the sound and reduces chance for someone to get hurt. Right here, this is a reducing coupling female, so maybe it's coming in here M8 and it's coming out here 4, and then right here it's hard to see, but a check valve. I'm going to show you to what to look for on these. A lot of times they'll have directions, but what it will have is something like this. So this is a pneumatic diagram. Sorry, I'll connect this. This is a pneumatic diagram for a flow control, and you'd see this right on here. Okay, this is where it restricts the airflow. This is identifying that there's a check valve, and right here you can slightly see that this is just a check valve. But if someone were to use this as a coupling, it would only work one way. When the air is coming this way, it presses the ball against the seat, and it goes through the control here. When the air is coming back this way, it opens the ball in the seat and it comes out full force. We have some things labeled here just for easy checking. 6 mil, 3/8, 1/4, 10 mil. There's a bunch of other sizes, but this is mainly some common stuff. But this is basics. Now, one thing on this is right here, you're going to see things. This is a bad example. With pneumatic fittings, you're going to get stuff that has this right here. This is an MPT. You know, you can check this like national pipe thread. So meaning that this is actually tapered and this pipe dope seals the threads. Okay, so, you know, this is just a quick gauge to check. And then you're going to have things that are a bit more weird. Again, MPT. See right here. Right here. This is an O-ring, okay? The sealing doesn't happen on the threads. The threads are straight cut. The O-ring has to compress, and I was showing someone this earlier today. This would be a 1/4 NPT. Okay, usually on a pipe thread you can get like 1 or 2 turns before it starts tightening up. But you see right here, it seems like it fits in there, but it's loose. It's not meant for that, okay? There's sometimes on directional control valves, or especially on, let's say, something like this is a regulator. If you're trying to decipher what type of thread, they'll both thread in there. This one is a little bit looser, and it will seal, okay? But this one is the correct thread. So you got to be careful, because if someone puts that on there and let's say it wobbles loose or the thread strip, that thing could blow off and hurt someone. So you really want to be careful identifying the correct threads. You can see right here, here's a couple different styles. More so, this is more common on like European things, either cylinders or directional control valves, but more so in, actually you can see one here. This says Festo right on here, and I can tell that that's a straight cut thread. It almost looks a little bit finer too. So that's just something that you want to keep an eye open for, is these O-ring sealant size. And there's a bunch, it's like hydraulic fittings, but those are the main two that I see day to day. So that's some basics with pneumatics. Again, we're just going through and organizing, and we've kind of created this. And especially when, here's a pro tip too, whenever you're labeling a hose, don't label across the whole length of the hose, because what happens is someone will take the label and they'll rip it off when they need to go get the hose. Label one end, usually with painter's tape, and then that way, you know, someone doesn't have to keep searching for it. Yeah, that kind of goes over the basics.